Welcome to How to Dance with a Partner. Like and subscribe. How these steps are led and followed. Since they're in closed position, the leader has his hand around the lady's back. She puts her hand on the front of his shoulder, and this is the connection that she follows, the hand on his body. This connection is used to shape the frame and needs to move. The leader needs to move this connection in consistency with that connection. The follower can't think about both things. She has to focus on her hand on his shoulder. And whatever direction that moves, she moves. The two ways that the leader can move the connection to invite the lady to move is invite the lady to go straight in some direction, which is what we're practicing in the 6-count box, forward, back, and side steps. The second way is to move the connection around the lady so she rotates. And there is one spot where we do this in this 6-count figure. To start walking, the leader needs to make sure the lady's left foot is free because he's going to step back with his right foot. The way he frees the lady's left foot is by moving the connection that way, towards the lady's right foot. So the connection's here, so he has to move the connection in that direction in a manner that she steps on this foot. We're not going to talk about the difference between changing weight in place and taking a side step or communicating the length of the side step too much, because that requires more skill than we have here in this beginning 6-count box. So here he's just asking her to change weight in place. When he knows that she's standing on her right foot, then he can step backwards. So you see, he changed weight back and forth to make sure she was standing on her right foot. You don't need to go back and forth. You should just move the connection and stand on this side, and the lady should follow. But if she's not, you may need to go back and forth to get her on the correct foot. So now he's completely moved to this side. She has freed her left foot, so he can step back. To get her to step back, he doesn't pull with his right hand on her back. He moves this part of his body backward, but he moves his foot first. We tend to walk backwards, leading with our shoulders. But you can see his shoulders stay forward on his foot move back. And if we do that, we fall away from our partner. So we need to move our foot first. And this also creates space for the follower to step in here. And we're going to change the angle. At this angle, we'll be able to see the leader, how he moves his body to move the connection. He's here, but his foot is back there. When we walk naturally, we tend to lead with our shoulders, and our shoulders would actually be on this part, and then we move our foot. And when we do that, we're falling over. So we don't want to do that. We want to move our foot first and begin to move our shoulders so she knows to step forward. We need to create a space here that she can step into. Whoever's moving backwards is responsible for not getting their foot stepped on. So you have to keep your weight off of this foot until the person moving forward places their foot down. Then you know where you can place your foot, and that way you won't get stepped on. So she's following her connection on his shoulder. She's pushing off her back leg and stepping forward. And he's not going to allow her to step forward more than this. He stops her from coming any further forward by just stopping where he is and leaving the connection where it is. So he's blocking her forward movement, and she has to stop. And they bring their feet together without changing weight, and then they went to the second step, which is this side step. That's 2. So we'll back up again. Well, he starts to move backwards. That starts her moving forward. He reaches to create space for her, keeping his body forward. She reaches forward, keeping her weight over her back foot, pushing her forward. Now he's done. She's staying with him, so she's transferring his weight as he brings the connection forward and settles the connection. Notice she didn't fall over. She transferred her weight to the front foot. And he's collected his feet here. And she's going to just do a kind of a brush and take a side step here because he's going to the side step for 2. And that's the second step. The length of the side step is given by how far he moves the connection. Communicating the length of a side step is tricky and takes practice. We use a technique to slightly raise the connection first move the connection, and then bring it down at the end to tell the lady to drop her foot, or go in the other direction. First bring it down, move the connection, and then bring it up again. This takes practice. When the leader leads a side step, the lady will feel the connection moving, in this case towards us, the viewer, immediately, but she shouldn't change her weight immediately, because if she does, she'll just fall over and just take a random length step. So what she should do is keep her weight on the foot that she's standing on, that's her left foot in this case, and just move her right foot until the leader drops the connection. So the leader's done that here, and he gave her a small side step, and then he took a bigger step than her. So in this 6-count box, when he wants to step outside her, he needs to take a bigger step than her. And the way he does that is he first puts her foot down, and then he stretches to take a wider step. And he puts her foot down by moving the connection towards us. And first, actually, he might lift it a little bit, move the connection towards us, and drop it. Then she settles on her weight, and then he can take a longer step. Going forward for the leader and back for the lady is the reverse. So the leader, to send her back, he moves the connection in that direction, again from the shoulder, and he does it the same way. So he has his weight on the back of his foot this time, and he moves his weight to the front foot to signal her that she's going in that direction. So they have their feet together. When he starts to move forward, she is going to open up the space so he can step and take a forward step. Now he steps outside her, so actually he's not stepping into the space that she cleared, but if you, as a leader, wanted to go straight, not outside her, she would have left plenty of room here for you to go outside. Now when you go out, if you go straight, you don't have to do anything special. But when you go outside, this is called a little dissociation. So he's turned his upper body slightly towards her, and she's turned her upper body slightly towards him when you go outside. So that going outside takes a little bit more skill than just going straight ahead. So he's taking one step straight ahead, pushing with his back leg, extending his ankle here to push his body over his front foot. So he's transferring his weight, and she's doing the reverse, transferring her weight to her back foot. They're not falling. So now he's nice over his front foot, and he's going to bring his feet together, as will she. So that was 1, side step was 2, and that's 3 going forward. They bring their knees and ankles together, and they take step number 4 forward. So the 2 steps forward for the leader, 2 steps back for the follower. And he's just moving the connection in this direction. And when he stops moving in this direction, she's going to stop moving as well, because she would lose connection if she kept going. He's not using this hand in the back to stop her, and he's not using this hand to send her back or to hold her back, either one. Collecting your feet, and now taking, that was 4, side step on 5. So the side step on 5 is the same as the side step on 2. He moves the connection that way, but he's going to keep it even. He's going to take the same side step as hers. He continues to bring the connection over so that she collects her feet, brings her feet together, and he's going to bring his feet together. And once you're here, now he's going to change weight in place. Changing weight in place is just a small side step. So you just move the connection a tiny bit to change weight. And this action of slightly moving it up and slightly down again is helpful to help the lady just take a step in place instead of taking a longer side step. We can watch them do it. All right, that's our explanation of leading and following, the 6-count basic. Remember to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Visit us at www.partnerdancing.com. Sign up for our free newsletter.